welcome back. Today we are checking out Fruition. This is a yandere dating sim in which you are hiking in the woods and encounter a very sexy forest god. Let's get started. All I can hear is birdsong and the wind brushing lightly against the tree branches overhead. The light is bright through the canopy. This morning, I turned off my phone and left it on my desk before throwing water and food in my bag, locking my front door behind me. The only thing I had on my mind is taking one step after another. I checked the map before I left home, of course. I'm not about to waste my only day off this week getting lost in the middle of nowhere. As much as nature is my retreat from the real world, it would take on a completely different air if that happened. I just need a refresher, not a dramatic few days wandering in circles until some poor ranger finds me. I think I'd be more distressed about the makeup work when I get led back home than anything else. But at least I'd have my job to thank for saving my butt. If it were up to my roommate, he might never notice. I could say the same to him though. If he died at his computer, I'd probably not notice until the smell. I shake my head, free of those morbid thoughts. Today's not about real life, it's about nature. It's about refreshing myself to go back to real life. I pick a route through the woods that had no path for two reasons: for the challenge and to be alone, and for the lack of self-preservation. All I have to do is head straight towards a large lake near the campgrounds, and then in the evening, I'll walk the dirt road back to town if I can't hitch a ride from someone. Simple. When I last checked my watch, perhaps a mile back, it was almost 5 o'clock, but thanks to the length of summer days, I have no worries about making it back before nightfall. That said, I need a quick break. I lean against a tree and take a swig from my water bottle. It's been a while since I last checked my map, so I dig into my pocket and pull it out. Before I can unfold it completely, the wind picks it up. The paper slips from my fingers. My fist closed with a snap in an attempt to catch it, but all I feel is air. I grit my teeth. Damn it! What should I do? I love how the UI has little leaves. I'm gonna chase after it. I won't let it get away. I take a few quick steps, pouring at it as soon as it's within reach, only to miss it by a hair's breadth. It blows up higher into the air. No, my map! I jump. I miss. I run after the map until it swoops behind a trunk and goes out of sight for the first time. As I step over a root in my path, making sure not to stumble, that my brain finally catches up to the fact that I have gone far from my intended path. That's when my eyes spot something I did not expect this far into the woods. There is an old, weathered brick sticking out of the dirt ahead of me. I stare at it for a moment. Walking forward, I peek around the trunk obscuring it, the same trunk my map disappeared behind. Ahead, in a straight path, are more and more of those same bricks. As the path continues, they form into a fully complete cobblestone path. At the end of that path, right before a curve that goes behind large boulders, is my map. It is nestled perfectly on the bricks, as if it was being held down by some unseen force. I notice there's no longer any birdsong. I consider abandoning the map and somehow working my way back to where I was. But the question is, if I know exactly what route I followed, should I head back or forward? Continue down the path. I step forward, hesitantly at first, but I quickly pick up speed. My intention is mainly to grab the map while it's down, but I can't lie to myself. I'd also like to see where this path leads. I shouldn't stay too long, but it would be a shame to leave without sating my curiosity. The patchwork stones are gorgeous after all. Who built this and why? At the end of the trail, I lean over to grab my map. It slides out from under my fingers as if another mysterious gust of wind blows on it. What do you bet it's the forest god that's grabbing my map? Except I did not even feel a light breeze. It follows the continuation of the path, curving gracefully between the boulders. Ooh. The cobblestone path continues for a while before expanding into a plaza. At the other end, some 50 feet away, is a large stone wall made with bricks and carvings. Wow! The inside of the boulders are intricately carved, albeit rounded by what must have been years upon years of weathering. Some creature is painstakingly carved out of a centerpiece, a circular rock despite the weathering on all the surroundings that looks to be untouched. I stand and gawk at the sight. Who knows how long it's been since another person has set foot in this space. I walk into the plaza. The sunshine warms my skin. The silence makes it feel like I've somehow transported far from the woods despite it still surrounding the area. I turn to take in the place in a slow spin, but immediately catch myself when I see something large moving in the woods. Oh? Is that him? So we know that they're very big? By the time I center my eyes on whatever that dark shape was, it's gone. I pause. Was it just my imagination? Or should I be worried about wild animals? Without taking my eyes off the tree line, I slowly retreat out of the plaza. My back presses into something. Oh? I freeze. There was nothing behind me a second ago. Whatever it is, it's warm and breathing. 2 hands rest on my shoulders, and I feel them lean in. A huff of air brushes against my ear. Before they can speak, I shrug out of the hold and spin around to gain a better bearing on the situation. Oh my god, we're doing the pan. They're tall, so there's. Oh my god, crap. I love them. Oh, I love the antlers. Like, I love the tree branches and their eyes and the thorns. Oh my god. But what really grabs my attention is their head, with hair, a beautiful gradient of green, and twin branches growing from their temples with leaves and mushrooms. Their bangs cover most of their face, and the stare of their lone eye is enough to make me close my mouth in a snap. I gulp. Oh god, look at them. Look at their boobas and their claws. Oh my god. I'm very well aware that I should be running, but at the same time, hey yo. Who are you? They take a step towards me. I take a step back. They continue their pace. I twist on my feet to thoughtlessly flee into the woods. Do not turn from me. You're not mine. I pause. I mean, I can't be yours if you want to. What do you mean? They tilt their head. Mine? That doesn't explain what that means. I shake my head when they don't answer. I didn't mean to trespass if that's the problem. I'll be on my way. Wait. Goodbye. I turn towards the entrance. They grab my arm. Their grip is tight enough to make me yelp. I said, wait. Their teeth. Fuck, I love sharp teeth. Oh my god, I'm in so much danger. I still. Their teeth are sharp and long. Unnatural. You'll do well to listen to me. I am the god of these woods. Oh, great. It's been a long time since a visitor has set foot on my grounds, but now it's happened. The hand feels tough and ridged, like bark. The agreement has finally reached fruition, because you came. I mean, not yet, I haven't. They smile. Oh, they look so cute. It's you, isn't it? I have no idea what you're talking about. I guess I did come here, but I'm not here because someone told me to be. I shrug, unsure how to react. I don't want to make them mad. I was just looking for my map. Your map? They turn their head. Miraculously, my map flies in on a gust of wind and hovers before them. They gently grab it out of the air with their free hand. My mouth drops open. Ow! These are my woods. I shut my mouth, thinking over my words. Alright, giving them the benefit of the doubt if they can control things. You led me here. They smile. They crush the map in their grasp and toss it behind them. How astute. You were so close, but just out of reach. I needed to light the way. There'd be no sense in letting you pass by unaware. I guess I was wrong before, though I didn't understand the meaning at the time. Someone did beckon me this way. Now, you. They begin to tug me deeper towards the carving in the plaza. I struggle to pull my arm free, but they don't even seem to notice. They apply pressure on my shoulders, sitting me on the outcropping under the carving. I notice just how sharp their fingernails are as they pull them away, giving me space. Although not much, they sit beside me. I insist on getting to know my offering. I haven't been able to talk to someone in a very, very long time. It seems as if no matter how much I physically struggle, I won't get out of here unscathed. Perhaps it's best to use my mind to work my way out of whatever this is. I should answer questions. What is your name? It's Yun. Yun. What a darling name. How old are you? 27? And what's your trade? I open my mouth to answer, but they continue before I speak. Are you a basket weaver? You have the hands for it. No. An instructor then. The gleam in your eyes looks like it can become quite severe. Students quaking under your strict command. I'm a receptionist at the gym, though I am taking a class in teaching wilderness skills. Ah, not only a nature lover, but one adept enough to treat it with respect. I think it's important to coexist with the environment. They stare at me for what feels like a millennium before tilting their head. And of your family? I don't live near them if that's what you're asking. Doesn't that make you lonely? I take a second to think over that unexpected question. Oh no, wait, the music changed. It's at that moment, with their smile wide, I see saliva drip out from the corner of their mouth and down their chin. Wait! I stare. Wait, what do I do? Do I point it out or do I ignore it? Point it out. It was disconcerting. Are you drooling? I am voracious. For? I don't want to venture a guess. I don't have to. Is it not clear? I consume my sacrifices. Okay. And that includes me. My voice wobbles in fear, but I can't help it. I lean back. Despite having their focus this entire time, it feels as if it has intensified tenfold. They tilt their head. I am starving. Before I can move, their hand slams into the stone beside my face, effectively trapping me. Okay, this Kamado would be really, really hard if he wasn't about to eat me. I swallow heavily, watching the saliva that was now pouring out of their mouth. Their bangs part ever so slightly, and their other eye peeks out between the strands of mossy hair. You're very pretty. Can we make a deal? The intensity of rings of color in their iris make my stomach drop. Your fear certainly is delectable. Their gaze lowers from my face to look at my throat. They bite their lip, sharp teeth nearly impaling the skin there. They meet my eyes again. I wonder how much you can take before you break. A lot? I can take a lot. Would you like me to show you? Can we devour me in a different way? Not the Kirby way, but like in the sexy way? Their face begins to elongate before my eyes, and horns tear out of their forehead. I squeeze my eyes shut, the sight of it making my stomach churn. Even then, I can still hear the changes. I want to cover my eyes, but I can't move. It feels like eons before the final crack of something occurs. The god begins to lean closer. I had to do something before they kill me. Wait! They pause. I can feel their breath on my face. Their shadow, blotting out the sunlight from behind my eyelids, is much bigger than before. Let's talk a little more. They lean back. I hesitate to open my eyes. Fearful. The moment that I do, they'll fly forward and tear into my neck with a single strong snap of their jaws, leaving me to choke on blood if they're not a merciful god. But I'm hoping they are. I need them to be. So I ride on my hope, take a deep breath, and open my eyes. That's kind of hot. The face, staring back at me, is so much different than the one they originally had. It's horrifying. If I continue to show that fear, though, who knows if their mercy will wane? So I attempt to rewire my brain. No, it's not horrifying. It's beautifully emblematic of the woods they say they rule over. And no, they're not gonna eat me. I force a small fake smile on my face in an attempt to not grimace. Let me tell you about the world now. You said you haven't been able to leave the woods, right? I can prepare you for what you missed. Despite their animalistic features, I can see that they're smiling now. Go on. I'll talk about my slice of the world. It's best to speak about what I know. They had more than enough questions, so clearly they were interested in my life, even if it was just a proxy. I can fill in those details. I haven't lived here my entire life, but I think half my life is good enough. I currently live with a roommate, and while we can't call each other friends, he's probably a better example of a modern-day person. Not that I don't do modern things, but he's more technologically involved than me. And what does that mean? He spends a lot of time inside with a device called a computer. It has games and stories on it. You can talk to people from all over the world. And do you not like using it? It's not that I don't. I just prefer being outside more. Having to deal with being constantly contacted is a bother too. Like today, I put my technology aside and came to the woods to have a moment free from it all. Free from it all. To come to me. Their eyes lower, tracing a line over what I can assume is my throat. Yeah, sure. It wasn't planned at all on my end, but if that appeases them, good. At least I hope that's what I'm doing. I straighten, deciding to change the subject to the town itself, but I don't get the chance. Oh no. With no provocation, they lean in closer, making my eyes zero in on them again, when nose to nose. Do you like your life out there? Their voice is quiet, intense. A difficult question that has a definite answer. I'll say no. Because maybe then they'll keep me here, and they'll be like, I can make you happy, I won't eat you. It's a complicated question, but no. There are a lot of problems in my daily life, not to mention on a global scale. It's tough, but that doesn't mean I want to die. They inch closer. And without any way to move my head further back, I have the sudden realization that they might kiss me. Hey, yo! My mouth shuts tight in a panic, me grimacing in an attempt to keep my mouth flat. They shift before our lips can touch, instead moving their mouth closer to my ear. Good. Then I shall keep you. I stiffen. What? You can't. I can do whatever I wish. You're my sacrifice. And it doesn't make sense to me. If you don't like it out there, why stay? Because I've learned a lot about you. You matter more to me than a world that doesn't conform to your whims. So, we shall see if we can change the rules of our deal. Be my sacrifice. Release me. Satiate me. Oh my god. I can give you your desires here. You'll need nothing else. Can you kiss me? May I have a kiss? That way, the bargain will be kept. You're my offering as per the witch's agreement. My appetite is sated in a way. I can leave, else we'll just have to spend time together here until someone else stumbles upon us. Perhaps one of your loved ones will notice you're gone and come visit us. No, I want nothing to do with this. You refuse. Refusal is not an option for you. Oh my god, they still have their hands. They tilt their head. I put both of their palms under my face, and again I worry about them kissing me. Wouldn't you like to pretend to do this willingly? I open my mouth to respond to their question, but a sudden pain erupts on the skin under their hands. It's as if I'm being burned. It begins to crawl down my chin. I cry, despite myself. The tears sizzle as they hit the burnt just under my eyes. No! I feel them press their forehead against mine, as the pain continues to travel down my neck to my torso and limbs. Through my tears, I can finally see what's happening. Dark lines like ink run down, etching some ancient language into my skin. I collapse into the horrid god and they catch me. It is very lonely out here, and I have to say, talking to you has been easier than any of my old worshippers. Especially that witch who made a wicked promise that she never kept. But you're mine now. The most delicious sacrifice indeed. And if you think about trying to escape, my dear, these marks will dissuade you. They move their grip to hold my neck and press their unnatural lips against my cheek. The pressure makes the burning pain increase, and I try to pull away. In response, their grip around my throat tightens, choking me. Ayo! Meaning this is not an ayo situation. I stop struggling. They don't let up. Instead, they continue peppering kisses up my cheekbone. They pause. A sharp bite to my earlobe jolts me as stars begin to fill my vision. I claw at their hands around my throat. I do hope you understand. They drop their hands from my throat. Just as I gasp for air, they press their lips against my own. Thankfully, it was just for a brief second. Now rest. I'll be back in the morning. They back away from me. I watch them leave through the entrance, laughing to themselves. I count to 10 and struggle to stand. My entire body is screaming at me not to move. But I have to. Oh, I have markings on my face now. I need to get out of here. They're out of sight by the time I reach the boulders, sprinting at a speed enough to knock my hat off. I will not come back for it. Suddenly, my foot erupts in red-hot pain and I fall back, unable to think or see. By the time it abates, the only thing I can do is pant and stare at the woods ahead of me, stick my hand over the exit, only for it to begin to burn heavily as well. I pull back as if I touched a hot stove and look at the smoke rising from the runes etched into my skin. My body feels heavy as I raise my gaze to what I thought was my escape route. I can't leave. End 3. Revision B. Oh no! Well, at least they're keeping me. Hey, they show up in the screen now. Alright, let's do this again. Okay, what happens if I say yes? Like, yes, I do like my life. I ponder for a moment. Yes, I do. It can be difficult at times, but it's worth it in the end. There's delicious food to eat, beautiful places to visit, and friends. Good friends. For every bad thing humanity does, I'm still reminded of the good people all over. They fight for what is right and help each other. They lean back, giving us both breathing room. They tilt their head, seemingly lost in thought. I open my mouth to say something, but they cut me off. I see. It sounds lovely. I miss that wonderful world you speak of. They suddenly grab my cheeks, with both of their hands squishing my face together. I shudder. Here is what will happen. I will not take you as my sacrifice, but I will take you on as my dearest follower. After all, I only have good plans for the world. I will revitalize the greenery and clear the smog. How, I wonder, through magical violence? If violence, towards whom would it be aimed? I will see more of how the world has changed. I'm not sure how long I've been disconnected, but I can't bear it to be so any longer. You'll be there by my side. You'd like that, wouldn't you? You have such a curiosity about me. They drop their hold on my face and grab my hands before I can react. Suddenly, I feel my skin burning beneath their fingers. I try to rip my hands from their grasp, but they don't let me, digging their claws in for extra measure. I bite my lip from the pain until it bleeds. They bash their head against mine, rattling my brain. Ah! It takes me a second to horrifyingly realize that they're kissing me. They drop my singed palms and one hand grips my jaw painfully, contorting my face to make it easier for them to kiss. I grunt. Their unusual lips grind against my self-inflicted wound, tearing it further. When they pull away, all I can do is gasp for several long moments, trying to suck in all the oxygen I was deprived of. Here's the deal. They poke the burn they caused on my hand and I hiss. You'll go out and bring me a new sacrifice. Once I consume them, my deal with the witch will be broken and I'll be able to leave. We'll be able to go anywhere my heart desires. My hands grip my chin again, and I flinch away ineffectively, almost choking on the air in an attempt to prepare for another forceful kiss. I throw my hands between us in a terribly shoddy shield, as if it could prolong the inevitable. It never comes. Their disgusting eyes simply peer down at me. Do you understand? Doesn't matter if you don't follow my instructions. They give a more forceful poke to one of my palms, and I had helpfully put out for them, digging their fingernail into the black bird mark that blighted both sides. These'll burn you alive. I don't want that to happen, you know? You don't want that either. You'll miss out on your wonderful world. Ow. Wonderful. So you'll come back home soon, right? They stare at me for a beat. Before I can blink, their long tongue presses against my bloody lips and swipes up across my cheek to my ear. Oh my god. We'll break my chains together. They smile, let go of my chin and back away. Now, go find someone for me. I have no qualms over who. Their eyes rove over my form. It'll be a treat to see who you think is worthy. I look down at the burns on my hands. The shapes are like tattoos, written in some language I can't comprehend. I stand shakily and nod. They don't stop me as I decisively speed walk towards the exit. I can feel their eyes on the back of my head as they follow me all the way to the boulders. I'll be waiting. I clench my fists and don't look back. Oh my god. Oh, there's like more this time. At first, things are normal as they could be with the etching in my skin. I run back to my house and lock myself in my bedroom, intent on sleeping off the whole affair and hoping I would wake up without the marks. I am awoken far before my alarm by a burning sensation, as if I'm standing far too close to a bonfire. The burning doesn't abate. The art is gorgeous though. For days, I call into work and ignore the emails from my professor. It just grows in intensity. If I run my finger along the runes, I can feel the indent as it eats away at my flesh, like an itch. I know what I have to do to stop it. Are we sacrificing our roommate? I pound my fist on my roommate's bedroom door. He's usually at home, holed up in his own world online so we don't cross paths too often. I need him now. Hey, Cody? Whoa, you okay, dude? Yeah, it's Halloween makeover. I was just wondering. I bite my lip. I know you're not really into the outdoors and everything, but would you like to take a hike in the woods with me tomorrow? Just a day trip. Cody stares, a mixture of concern and confusion. Are you sure you'd be up for it? Yeah. He flinches at my sudden exclamation, so I modulate my tone. Yeah, actually, I think it will make me feel a lot better. Okay, I'll see if I can clear my schedule. The relief makes me feel sick. You sure you're alright? Oh, Cody, he sounds so caring. I will be. I give him a smile, but cut it short to speed walk back to my bedroom. Without looking back, I close my door behind me, steering straight into the bathroom. Shaking, I retch quietly into the toilet. Oh, come on, Yun. You can do this. You have to. End 4. Liberation A. Oh, God. Alright, let me try and get some of the other endings. Let's skip forward. Alright. This time, I am leaving the map. There's something clearly wrong here. Even if I'm just being superstitious, I'm not going to play my luck and fall into a trap. I look at the path and my map for a moment longer before twisting away. I should be fine if I walk back. There has to be some memorable parts of the woods. Not like there is anything other than the sights to get distracted by out here. I begin my walk slowly, trying not to go further than my original route. I'm not going to pretend I remember every rock I pass, but I'm sure there's some marker I'll recognize. As the 10-minute mark creeps up on me, I decide I messed up. There's only one thing to do now. Head towards the setting sun as the lake is to the west, and hope to any powers listening that I didn't go off course enough to miss the lake entirely. I take a deep breath, as if it will help me settle my nerves and take off. My pace is steady, but faster than before. I wasted precious time. I was hoping not to be in the woods still after dark, but it isn't the end of the world. With no desire to take a break, I gobble down a crumbled granola bar and sip from my water bottle regularly as I walk. Oh no! I reach the beach with nary a light but the moon. Its reflection on the water was payment enough for the detour. Looking back into the woods, I take a moment to wonder what would have happened if I walked down that cobblestone path. I shake my head and walk away. It's as soon as I enter the stretch of grass that was used as an unofficial parking lot that the lights suddenly flick on and illuminate my surroundings and blind me. I hear a muffled scream. Shielding my eyes from the burst of light, I get out of the light and blink until the spots in my sight begin to disappear. Wait, what? A man leans his head out of the pickup truck. Behind him, I notice 2 kids stuffed in the back seat. Oops, sorry about that. Didn't see you there. It's okay. Dad, let's go! Hurry! He hesitates before leaning back to look at his kids. When he turns back to me, he throws a hand up. Have a good night. You too. I was gonna ask for a ride, but that's alright. I'm a stranger, and that was a child's voice I heard in this truck. I don't want to impose it there in a hurry. When the pickup pulls out of the parking lot and I'm left with nothing but moonlight, I pull out and flick on my pocket flashlight. If I'm gonna be walking along the road, I'd rather have better visibility. My long trek home is ridiculously boring. Being unable to take in the sights of nature due to it being so dark is not fun, but the sound of cicadas, at least, fills the air with a pleasant buzz. It's about 10 minutes into my stroll when a new noise fills the air. It sounds like paper. My map suddenly floats out from the tree line, landing right where my phone's flashlight was pointed. I stop halfway through a step and slowly turn my head to look into the woods, afraid of what I was gonna see. I shine my flashlight around, as if I could catch whoever just threw the map this way. There was no way it could have happened upon me here, so either someone's following me, or something is following me. I'm not about to take the bait. I look at the map. I take a deep breath. I begin sprinting, jutting around the piece of paper as if I touched it, it would curse me. I don't stop running until I start to see buildings. A fast foods restaurant advertising lights are better than nothing. It takes me another hour before I reach the safety of my home. I decide to never mess around in those woods again while I'm alone, especially not after dark. I don't know what that was, but I know it was something, and I'm not sure if I ever want to find out. Abstention. Yay, we survived! Oh my god, okay. What if this time we just stay on the path entirely? We don't even chase after it. I shouldn't stray from my intended route. I'm in the middle of the woods, but as long as I continue the same direction I've been heading, I'll make it to the lake. I only wanted to check to see how far I had to go, so it's no problem. I'll make it there in maybe an hour or two tops. From there, it'll be easy to follow the road back to town. I continue to push through the brush. I check my watch intermittently, just to see that I'm keeping on a self-made approximate schedule. I am. Every so often, I take a few breaks to hydrate. I'm more than thankful for the trees overhead to shade me. Eventually, trees start to thin out and I hear the sound of shouting ahead. I quicken my pace into a jog. I must be getting close. Oh, yay! Once I break out into the clearing, I notice where the shouts came from. Some children are out on a nearby dock fishing while a dad dozes off in a well-worn lawn chair on the man-made beach. I shift my gaze from them to the scenery and take in a deep breath and stretch my arms, feeling accomplished. This is exactly how I wanted to end my day. Who are you? A shout shakes both me and his dad from our peace. The smaller of the two kids points at me with a shaking hand. Are you a ghost? Do I look that bad? I take my hat off and brush the invisible dust off it, stepping down into the rocks and onto the beach. How'd you get here out of nowhere? Knock it off, Charlie! His sister slaps his arm. He slaps her back. They get into a little tussle as their father stands up, looking more than a little exasperated. Sorry about him, he gets a little excited around new people. It's okay. I look back at the boy, throwing my hat back on. I was just on a really long walk. I like to hike. Oh, okay. He pushed his sister to the side, then went back to poking around the bucket next to them. His curiosity in me sated. I look at the dad. You wouldn't happen to be headed back into town. Would it be alright if I hitched a ride if you have room? Sure, I don't mind. That is if you don't mind sitting in the cargo bin. That's all I have to offer. I don't mind at all, that's more than enough, thank you. As it gets dark, he ushers them into his pickup truck after they pack up their gear, and I hop in the back. The drive passes by quickly, and he drops me off at a bus stop near my house when I signal for him to stop. I wave as he drives away. I shoulder my pack and begin the short trek home. I know I'm gonna get a good night's rest after this. Despite having to join the real world tomorrow, I don't feel so strung out. Maybe I'll take a hike through that same route again sometime. Oh no. I feel like the other Abstention ending was better because at least Yun knew to never go back. Alright, this time when we encounter the god, we are running. Okay, so here we are. This time we are just straight up running. This one, we're just gonna leave. There's not a chance in hell I'm staying here. I attempt to jerk my hand away, but their grip stays strong. Look, I'm leaving. I jerk my hand again, and this time they let go freely, almost making me fall onto my back. I stabilize myself. No, you're not. Something is wrong with their face. I blink rapidly to clear my eyes. Nothing changes back to normal like I want. The god's face begins to elongate and shift. I've been waiting far too long to let you slip through my fingers. The horror of the sight in front of me kicks me into flight mode, and I turn on my tail and run towards the entrance. I make it 4 steps before I hear something pounding against the ground. And then silence. Suddenly, all I can feel is a sudden pain in my back. Oh my god! No! You and my poor sweet baby! The pressure radiates through me, tearing me apart. My entire chest erupts, spraying red. I choke on my blood, coughing. The long spires that ripped through me are pulled out just as quickly, despite my ears feeling as if they're stuffed with cotton. I hear a dark chuckle amidst the sound of my blood spilling onto the bricks below us. I collapse to the ground. Darkness begins to fill my vision. All I see is a strange deer-like creature with vivid eyes and antlers, slowly growing leaves. It smiles down at me, teeth sharp and shining with drool, and horns dripping with blood. My gaze falls to the ground. I'm tired and cold. Oh, you're my poor sweet baby. No. Oh, that was Fruition. It didn't have as much romance as I thought it would, but it was still really good. I adored the design of the gods so much. But yeah, I have like such a huge thing for like druids and like forest themes and stuff. Like even on my streams, like a lot of it's like forest heaven themed and everything. Aw, I'm very intrigued. I want to know more. Like I want to find out what happens to Cody if you actually bring him in to sacrifice him. And I want to hopefully get more romance with the god because, you know, I lack self-preservation. But thank you so much for reading this story with me. I hope you guys had a lovely time. Leave a thumbs up if you guys like this video. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos as well. And if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. I absolutely love talking to you guys. But until next time, take care.